Good morning, bedheads. Spirit seekers and bedheads. That's what I want to call it. Lucy says good morning too. So this is my second coffee with Karen for today. You can tell it's much brighter. The other one, it was dark. So the sun has risen. But I really did want, because there's so much going on in the world that I think I just want to help people process through that, as well as myself. like I have the answers to anything, but it's all about processing. Okay. So I'm going to be talking about timelines and stuff a little bit. If you don't know what that means, please watch the other video from today, because I really dove into what I'm talking about in terms of living in a 3D, 4D, 5D world, like choosing that. Okay. So the video I'm going to be referencing a lot. I will put it up here at the end of this video, but it's Finding Peace in a Chaotic World, basically is the title. Okay. So, because I'm not going to be talking about finding that peace right now, I'm talking about connecting the dots of things that are happening, because I find it very interesting. And this is how I started that first video, because I thought I was going to talk about this, is that I'm becoming like a little internet sleuth, an internet sleuth, which I always find very fascinating. I find it fascinating that people are like detectives on the internet. But for me, as an intuitive, spiritually intuitive, as well as Myers-Briggs intuitive, meaning personality type, I'm an N, and intuitives like to see the big picture of things. I really could care less about, well, I mean, I like a little bit of detail, but I really am able to see the bigger picture. Intuitives have an easier time seeing the bigger picture. Okay. So that's why you're going to find more conversations on here about big picture stuff and not like the itty bitty details. All right. So anyways, one of the things I'm doing right now when it comes to our old fart, this is my mug for 45. And again, I'll reiterate, it's not because he's old, it's because he's acting like an old fart, which is equals a-hole. All right. So I'm just reiterating that for new people here. So I'm keeping a little notebook, connecting the dots of things that are going on, just because I'm interested and I want to see the big picture. Okay. So what I'm talking about is mostly as what I think, and the rest of the spiritual community on here, well, part of the spiritual community, whoever I'm listening to anyways, it's a very small number, believe there was election interference, okay, for the 2024, and that things are going to come out about this. And they have started coming out, which is why I'm writing them down and connecting the dots. Okay. So you might want to do the same thing, or just not. Maybe you don't care. Maybe you just want to come on and hear my dots. But if you have other dots, can you put them down below? I'm very shiny in the, now with the sun shining on me. So I've got a couple more dots. Okay, I just added one this morning, actually. So, and again, this is for entertainment purposes only, big time, because I have no expertise in this. I'm just connecting the dots to see where things might fit together so that I can process them for myself and process them here. And then we'll look at things from time to time, this kind of stuff from a spiritual perspective, So, but anytime you see this mug come out, that's what we're talking about. And there's no coffee in here right now. It's water. I'm sorry. I already had 2 cups of coffee this morning. The first video I was having coffee. Okay. So the question is, and I want to know what you guys think. So again, any extra dots you have, put them because I can add it to my list, and then we can keep exploring, Because what we're doing is we are exploring the 3D world. Again, I just talked about this in that video that I told you that I would recommend you watch. You can watch it after this or watch it first and then come back. Don't not come back. Don't come, you got to come back because we got to connect the dots together. I think maybe that's what I'm going to call this series, is connecting the dots of the election or something. Maybe this will be part 1. And as new dots come in, and as you give me new dots, I'm going to add them, and then we're going to keep building on it. That's what we're going to do. That'll be fun. I just thought of that now. I have no plans on this channel. I get on video and start processing stuff and see what comes up. I'm trusting my guidance is what I'm doing big time. Okay, so the dots that I currently have that I think are somewhat related, and then I'm going to tell you why I think, and then you tell me what you think. So we definitely have, I'm going to go fast over these. We have the Germany has found Musk to have interfered in their February election, which is next month. Okay. So good on Germany for actually not letting an election go through when they knew there was interference, which I think the US did, and it's a little annoying. They knew. Come on. Okay, I don't know that for sure, and we can ask the SGs, which Lucy is actually laying on the SGs right now. Luce, you're laying on the SGs. Yeah. Are you getting some good vibes there? Look at her. She doesn't even care that she's laying on metal. Cats. Okay. So we have Musk interference with the election in Germany. They have proof of it. Okay? There's an article. And I'm trusting my sources. Now, that doesn't mean that sources are accurate. I'm just saying this is the sources I'm currently trusting. If these sources end up not being trustworthy, then I won't listen to them anymore. But until I am one of those people that trusts until you show me I can't trust you. And then but I'm not one of those people who doesn't trust until you prove you're trustworthy. So there's just a difference. Okay, so we've got the Germany situation. We've got Russia and Iran. The U.S. there's an article that says the U.S. government is declaring or sanctioning. They've sanctioned Russia and Iran for election interference 2024. So that article dropped. Again, little bits and pieces. So these little bits and pieces are coming out with the idea that if you drop little bits and pieces, people will start to understand things without just coming out one newscast or one press conference and saying, this is what happened. This is what we're doing about it. One press conference, that is not a way to help people hear, okay, what's going on. So I think there's little dribbles. There's little things coming out is what I think is happening, which is smart. I mean, that's a good way to help people understand. So this was, okay, so it actually started the whole Russian election interference thing was Georgia and Romania, right? So we had those like a couple of weeks ago. Then it was the U.S., and this just has to do with the election interference, the U.S. saying Russia and Iran, they have proof that they've interfered in the U.S. election, okay? 2024, the November election. So not just any election, just, I'm sure it was other ones like 2016. Yeah. Okay. And then Germany now. So Germany now has connected MUSK. Okay. Leon Muskrat, which now I actually feel more comfortable saying that about him, using a toddler name to describe him. Because I feel like a toddler when I'm saying that. But he is acting like a muskrat. So, in my opinion, entertainment purposes only. And I'm looking at this from a neutral perspective. Okay, I'm not getting sucked into this emotionally. Okay, so that's the goal here. We're looking at this from a 4D perspective. We're paying attention. This is what I talked about in the timeline video that I'm posting right here. Okay. We're paying attention to the 3D reality. That's what's going on right here. This is 3D. This is my 3D world right here. I might have to have a 3D. I might have to do that because I'm going to be talking about it a lot. Because it's really the way that I'm helping myself and want to help folks on this channel understand the stuff that goes on in the 3D world and how we can live our lives more peacefully while it's going on. Because we can't stop it. You can't stop 3D stuff. That's what happens on Earth. It's just what happens. Okay. So I might have actually, when I might have a little thing down here, small, when I'm going to be talking about this. Okay. So we are looking at these things without fear. That's the goal. Doesn't mean fear won't come up in you, but you want to recognize it and then say, okay, why do I have to fear that? Why do I have to fear this? Okay. Is it knocking on your door? Is it stuff that actually affected you specifically? If it didn't, check the fear and try to come back to neutral on it. Okay. Be like, that's interesting. I can see how that's a dot. That's really all we're doing. Okay. Whether we're right or wrong, it's helping us process what's going on in 3D and stay in a 4D perspective, which is observe, but stay neutral. Okay. So, and it's just freaking interesting. It's interesting because it's not, and again, I talk about this in the timeline thing. It's interesting because it's not directly knocking on my door right now. If any of these things, because people are getting hurt, if any of these things came knocking on my door, it'd be way more than just interesting, right? Okay. So we need to acknowledge that. Okay. Then we've got those three things right now. Those are my couple dots that I've got for that. We've got the fog and the drones thing. I have a 3-part series on the drones. You can watch those. I've got a video it's got 60,000 views right now for the fog. And I brought the SGs out to talk about what's this fog thing? What's going on? The fog. So that was interesting conversation. So we've got the connecting the dots there. There are some dots that are connected to the rest of these things. That's what I'm saying. Then we've got the Tesla truck in front of the 45 tower yesterday. And that was on purpose. I'm going to say it's on purpose. I'm sorry. The minute I saw it, I said, oh, that wasn't an accident. That wasn't just another Tesla starting on fire, because they do. We had that situation in our family. A family member owns a Tesla and it started on fire when it was plugged in. So this I do not, the way I'm interpreting that without any proof. I have no proof. Entertainment purposes only. I have no proof. But I'm looking at this from a big picture. Okay. So we've got that. And on the same day, we have the situation that happens in New Orleans. Okay. If you don't know what that is, you can look it up. But basically somebody rode their truck down Bourbon Street. Okay. That happened on the same day as the truck and the tower. And to me, that's a dot. I'm going to tell you why. And then we can ask the SGs. So that's what we're going to do. At the end of these connect the dots, we're going to ask some SG questions. And then if you have we'll do a connect the dot. I mean, I'm coming up with so many different series right now. I don't know how I'm going to fit them all in, but we'll get to them. If we've done a call out on, like tonight, I think I am going to do 45 soul contract. But if we did a call out, like we have a call out on the fog actually for questions in that video. And in fact, my sister might say we better do the fog follow up. So I might have to do that tonight. But so we'll bring the SGs and do a separate, on your questions, basically. Okay, so we have the New Orleans thing, and I have some extra notes on those two situations. Oh, actually, no, let me add a third one. So we have what I'm calling, again, for entertainment purposes only, the fake assassination attempt that happened in Pennsylvania. Okay, I'm calling it fake. It's just my call on that. We can ask the SGs. It's a dot. And the thing between those three, the Tesla and tower, the fake situation, and the New Orleans thing is I'm gonna make a guess for entertainment purposes only. It's just my opinion. And I'm gonna ask the SGs that all three of those were developed, again, entertainment purposes only. This is a conspiracy theory. So I'm owning that. Okay. It can come off like that. All three of those, I am going to make a guess that the truck situation yesterday in New Orleans were conducted by people who were depressed, lonely, and vulnerable. And somebody put them up to that. And by somebody, I mean, let's just say some billionaires or some million, very, very rich people. Okay. All of this is a distraction. All of this stuff, that especially if these first things are coming true. I mean, these first things are happening, right? And it all has to do with interference. It all has to do with that. Then I wouldn't put it past. Just wait and see what Muskrat says about the truck and the tower. See what Muskrat says about that. And if they start to blame somebody outside of the United States in terms of terror to make people afraid, if they start to blame the left, I don't know for sure. It could have been somebody on the left. It could have been somebody outside of the United States planning that. It could be. But it also could have been them making it look like, they targeted themselves basically, So I'm old enough now to know that can very well happen. And I think that fake thing that happened in Pennsylvania, very vulnerable kid who did it. He was set up to do it for the, fight. How convenient. Fight. Boy, did they practice that. Give me a break. I'm sorry. Again, it's my opinion. That's all it is. I could be totally wrong. And I'm owning that. So then we've got the health CEO situation. I'm putting that as a dot on here. There's something about that. And my question what's this? I don't know how to pronounce his name. Lucia. You don't have to tell me in the chat. It doesn't really matter, but I just can't say it right now. I knew what it was last night, but Luic. It's the kid he's a kid. He's like 26 years old. He's been charged, basically. The thing is he's been missing for months. He was missing for months prior to that happening. And this is a guy who went to an Ivy League school. His family has a lot of money. He was valedictorian. He gave a speech at graduation. Just really intelligent. Might have been missing some common sense. Might have been vulnerable for some reason. It may not even have been him. I don't know. But something's funny about that whole situation. And he'd been missing for a couple months. So his family, I believe his family didn't know where he was. So I'm wondering if he was also depressed, vulnerable somehow, and was prepped to do that. I don't know. It's a distraction though, isn't it? Because here's the thing, that CEO, he also was under investigation. So the question is I've listened to some people and it kind of makes sense. And again, it's all conspiracy theory stuff until they can make it look like conspiracy theory. That's the thing. But it is very odd that this guy, the CEO, apparently always had security around him because he'd been having threats. And he happened to just come out of a hotel without security. You only see the back of his head, by the way. Just saying. It happens to catch it right on camera. This person, this guy, just happened to be just there when he just came out without security. And so maybe Luciani, is it Luciani? Lucci. See, now it just kind of came to me, but I don't know. Was he involved at all? I don't know. Was he set up? The whole thing, if you look into it, there's a dot here, is all I'm saying. A distraction? Or it really could have been. See, the thing, he could have been mad about something, but the thing is, this kid grew up in pretty massive wealth. So it's not like he got denied health care. So I don't know. There's some mystery there. And then now we have Jack Smith. I just wrote this down this morning. Jack Smith is, instead of dismissing the case, the Mar-a-Lago case, with the unlawful documents, he has transferred that case to the U.S. Attorney in Florida. So that case is not over yet. So we'll see what happens there. There's a dot, though. So those are the dots I have so far. I'm sure I'm missing some. Do you guys have any dots? Okay, so this is connecting the dots part 1. So let's just ask the SGs real quick of anything that I talk. Let's just see if any of those are connect dots to the election interference stuff. Okay, so I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides and guardians, and ask Archangel Michael to please protect this channel so it's only of the light. Amen. All right, can you guys show me a yes, please? So when they swing that way, it looks like they're both swinging a little bit, but I know what okay, so when they swing that way, I can tell the energy. And so you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying. So that's yes. Can you guys stop the yes and do a no? Okay, so that's a no. Okay, and if you want more information on this, I have a Start Here playlist on the channel that has a lot of introductory videos on this kind of stuff, just so that I don't have to explain it for folks who are hanging out with me. I don't have to explain it in too much detail every time. Okay, so let's see. I got this fuzzy blanket on me and my notebook is falling inside of it. All right. I'm so classy. I'm such a class act here on the YouTubes. I have a friend who calls it the YouTubes. I think it's hilarious. She's like, oh, are you watching the YouTubes? This is my fluffy blanket. That's why it was falling. Best blanket I've ever gotten from Costco. Hey, everybody needs, I know we said no buy this year, but we got to support Costco because apparently there's a MAGA is trying, they're hosting a boycott for Costco because Costco refuses to get rid of the DEI requirements. Oh, God forbid we should want diversity and inclusion, which includes women, by the way. It's not just diversity is not just people of color. It's all kinds of diversity. It's all kinds of diversity. Trans, the way LGBTQ plus or A plus community, minority, people of color, you know, old people, older people, people who have gray hair. It's women. It's basically everybody but white men. That's why they want, that's why they're doing away with DEI, because who's doing away with it? White men. You know? Wake up, people. Wake up. Anyways, I'm going to continue to shop at Costco. And if I see a blanket, even though I put on my no buy list, I'm not buying any more blankets, I'm going to buy it because now, I'm sticking my heels in. All right. Sorry, I got a little distracted. Okay, so okay, can you guys, are you comfortable well, they're always comfortable, but is it appropriate for me to ask these questions about connecting the dots today? Yes. Okay. Can I trust that you will not answer questions that would put me in any kind of danger? Yes. I don't even believe that I will be, because I'm watching this from a 4D perspective, but you never know. You never know. Okay. So which means just don't let me say anything that would be wildly inappropriate. I kind of trust them on that. Okay, thank you. All right. So with the stuff that I have written down, so I'm going to ask a few questions, and then you're going to need to write, more questions. So connecting the dot questions. Okay. So is every single thing I have on my list right here that we just went over, are all of those things a part of, somehow connected in one way or another to the election 2024 in the US? Yes. Okay. Which means, so what I mean by somehow related, some of them are just distractions, like make people look over here versus over there. Okay. Yes. It's just rude. I mean, aren't you guys sick of that? We're not putting up with it anymore. Human beings. No. Mm-mm. Done. The left does distractions too, you guys. It's the whole government system. It's a very manipulative way to run society, in my opinion, but they're saying yes. Okay, so I'm going to go down real quick, and just with my dots, I'm going to ask yes or no. Are these true? At least right now. In the current energy, did Leon Muskrat interfere with the German? Is he legitimately interfering with the German election? Yes. Is he interfering in the German election that's against their constitution? Yes. So it is illegal what he's doing according to their constitution. Yes. Okay. All right. Because he thinks he gets to, if you see little articles on it, he thinks he can interfere because he's rich. He has stakes, Oh, okay. As the people don't. The people of Germany have no stakes. Oh, Leon. Leon, come on now. Okay, so yeah, I'm very opinionated in this one. I can see that. Sorry. I've got an ego. And it's showing right now in this video. I'm working on that. I can do it from a way that's not judgmental, so. Okay, so the US has now sanctioned Russia and Iran for election interference for 2024 election. Is that correct? Yes. Is it true? Yes. So regardless of what PUTIN says, I just don't want to track the energy. Regardless of what he says or the government there, did they purposefully interfere with the 2024 presidential election? Yes. Did Iran do the same thing? Yes. Okay. Did they in fact, whether it's been proven or not yet, interfere with the Georgia, Romania election as well? Yes. Are they intending to interfere with every major election so that everybody is eventually just on the right side, like conservative side? MAGA side? Yes. Okay. So the fog and the drone situation, is that still connected somehow? Okay, you guys will have to go watch that video. Is the truck and tower situation yesterday a part of this? Is the New Orleans thing a part of this? New Orleans? Yes. That sucks, man. Was the assassination attempt in, I don't know, was it October? In Pennsylvania, the thing that happened before the election to 45, was that fake? Was that a setup? Yes. Were and the healthcare CEO, was that a setup? Yes. Is that CEO even dead? No, entertainment purposes only. Okay, were the four people involved who kind of been accused of those four incidences? So the truck and tower, the Pennsylvania situation, New Orleans, and now this healthcare person who's been arrested. Are all four of those, were all four of those vulnerable human beings that were manipulated to do something? Yes. Were they brainwashed into thinking they were doing something really good for humanity? Yes. Damn. Okay. And then the last part, my last dot for today is Jack Smith now has transferred the Mar-a-Lago case to the U.S. Attorney in Florida. Yes. Is there a chance that 45 will still be held accountable for that? Yes. Will he be held accountable for it? Okay, so they're not answering that. So I'm assuming, are you telling me that because the energy, we don't know yet, the energy can shift, things can change? Okay, that's why I don't like asking timeline stuff, you guys, or like specific dates. Okay, so let me know what you think. And as I continue to, you guys are going to give me some more dots if you do. And I'll keep adding dots, and then we'll keep asking and see if we're on track with these little dots. It's just for fun. This is just for fun. Okay. And it's not only just for fun, but it's to help us keep centered and grounded about this stuff. It's helping me stay grounded, to stay in the 4D, observing all this stuff, because it's not knocking on our door specifically. If it is, then that's a different experience. But if it's helping us stay neutral about what's going on, not stay in fear, it's a little interesting, and learn something from it. And again, just to help us stay as neutral as possible is really why I'm doing it this way. Okay. So you'll have to let me know. Is it helping you stay neutral? Is this helping you? Is it making you feel more fearful? Because if I get a whole bunch of comments that says, yes, I'm freaking out now, then I probably won't continue doing this, because my goal is not to freak people out on this channel. My goal is to actually do the opposite. Okay. So if I hear that people are freaking out because I just shared all that and drew some dots together, then I want to know that. I sincerely want to know that, because that would be completely opposite of what my intentions are. But sometimes you don't know how things are coming off. So let me know. You can even put in the comments calmer. You can put calm afraid, or calm fear, or whatever, Yeah, just do that. So if I get 90% say calm, then I'll keep doing it. If I get 90% that says fear, then I'm not going to keep doing it. Where there's going to be no more connecting the dots videos. There just won't. So, because that's important to me. So hopefully this was helpful. Again, if you have any other dots, let me know. But if I get a bunch of fears, then I probably won't do any more. But let me know if it is helping you stay more calm, because then I would definitely keep doing it. So, because that's really my goal. My goal is not to be a conspiracy theorist. It's not to even talk about these things. It's to help us stay centered about it. Okay. Which I know is really weird. But if you listen to my timeline video that I'm going to put right here, you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay. So hopefully it's a new perspective for you. It's a new perspective for me. This is something I'm exploring from a new perspective over the last month or so. So, all right. Have a great day. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.